Is it visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So today's topic is the topic that we are going to discuss today is related to the topic, the last topic of the last lecture. Okay. So if you remember, then in last lecture, before we left, I taught you one topic called as cooperating processes. Okay. I told you that there are two types of processes. One is your independent process and one is your dependent process. Sorry, one is your independent process and one is your dependent process. And I also told you that the independent process, as we don't need to worry much about independent process, because they are independent. They'll have their own PCBs, they'll have their own state transition, and they'll function independently. That means the input or output of one process will not hamper or not impact the input or output of the other process. But unlike independent process, when we talk about dependent process, the result of the one process may impact the result of the another process. Okay, and these dependent processes are called as your cooperating process. And why do we need cooperating process? For that, I gave you 4 reasons in the last lecture. Okay, so now there is one very famous problem. Okay, we call it as, let me write it down for you all. We call it as producer consumer problem. Okay, producer consumer problem. So this is one very famous problem that we'll have to solve. Okay, and the problem is your producer consumer problem, and this is called as problem. Okay, this producer and consumer is called as problem because the result of one, the producer, whether you take the producer program or the consumer program, in either of the side, the in or the out of one program impacts the in or the out of the other program. Okay, so now theoretically I'll explain. I will just give you the logical aspect of the producer consumer problem, and this particular problem is the first aim of your lab. Okay, so take down your aim, and let me allow me to tell you this to you all, that when it's about file writing, okay, what you will do is, after I give you every program for your aim for your program, you will jot down the aim. Okay, the aim has to be in the most sorted sentence. You cannot write anything as your aim of the practical. Okay, for example, I'm teaching you producer consumer problem, so the aim would be to implement producer consumer problem for 2 processes. Aapko, you're supposed to write it like this. You will execute it, and whichever you can implement it using C. Okay, and because it's not a language class, rather it's a theory class, for which the problems you have to implement using one of the language. Okay, so by, I think, for semester you have studied C, so I'm assuming that you guys will choose C only. Okay, so you will implement it. Okay, problem and the logic I will discuss in the classroom, and then you'll have to implement it whichever online compiler you're supposed to share me the link. Okay, so that I can check that you have really executed it. Okay, and every time you execute a program, you will maintain a PDF, just like the copy में क्या होता है, आपका index होता है, front page होता है, then you will have a chart, then you'll have your output. You'll have to do all of this, but in a soft copy, in a Word file. And in between, I'll ask you, okay, now submit your file. Then you submit one compiled one PDF, not Word. It gets haphazard in every different Word version. Okay, so you will convert it into PDF and you will send me. Okay, but as I continue to give you the aims, you are supposed to execute it. And then when I'll have more, I'll tell you, okay, now show me your execution. You'll come online during one of the lab sessions, and then you'll show me your output in the compiler you are using. And those who do not have good internet connection, You can do it offline in your computer. Okay, so we can fix a date and you can share your screen and show me your output. Okay, so now in the last lecture I told you cooperating process. To the real life implementation of cooperating process, we'll discuss it with the help of a problem called as producer consumer problem. And this is the first aim of your lab में मैं track नहीं करूंगी, आपको aim देती जाऊंगी. You're supposed to submit your output the day I tell you. अगर मैंने बोला आज आपको output submit करना है, you cannot tell me no ma'am mine is not ready, I have not executed this, I have not executed that. No, that will not be acceptable, because you will have your lab sessions going on in parallel. Okay, so give me 1 minute time, I'm getting an important call. Okay, so is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Everyone, is that clear? Can I start? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let me tell you what is a producer consumer problem. Okay, I told you if it's independent, we need not bother क्योंकि वो अलग है. For example, like if you have a friend from geology department and you are from computer department, then your timetable need not be synchronized, because the set of resources that your friend in geology needs, that is your teacher and all, and the set of resources that you need, your teacher, are not same. The resources are different. So if it's independent process, we need not talk about their synchronization. Okay, but if we talk about dependent processes like a producer consumer problem, we need to synchronize these two processes so that the resources that they share are will not result in some deadlock situations. Okay, so what is a producer consumer problem? The producer consumer problem is, let us say I have a producer who produces cloths, let us not say cloths, who produces sugar. Okay, who produces sugar, and I have consumers. Okay, so now let's say there are 10 consumers. Okay, and there is one sugar factory. So now consider a situation wherein all of these 10 consumers are diabetic. That means this sugar factory has no consumer to consume. In such case, if the sugar mill will continue to produce sugar, if they will continue to produce sugar, it will not be consumed by anyone. That means we have no place to store it anymore and it is not required. Okay, so this becomes a problem if the producer will continue to produce if there is no consumer to consume it. Okay, vice versa, let us say that again I have 10 consumer and none of them are diabetic, but now producer, we had one producer and this mill gets closed. Okay, that means I want these 10 resources, but I do not have any resource at all. Okay, so that becomes my problem. So we need to synchronize it. We should produce only that much. Okay, so we should produce only that much. The amount should be consumed by should be such that it can be consumed by the consumer. Okay, so that is your producer consumer problem. Now let me explain it in programming aspect, like with the help of an example. It was the layman example, so let me explain it with the help of an array. No, let me use a brush only. Okay, so now let us say that I have declared an array of size 10. Okay, so this is my array producer. Okay, so I have here consumer. Okay, I have produced, I have discussed, I've created an array of size 10. Let me not use the term producer as of now. Let me say I have declared an array of size A, and now I have consumer and I have producer. Okay. So now let us say this is my now array. Now this is my array block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So now this is the array 10. Now producer is there. Okay, so now producer is there. Let us say producer produces P0, first item 1, it gets stored here. Producer produces 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, so now producer has produced 10 outputs. Okay, now this has been stored in the location 0 to 9 of the array. Okay, so now let us say producer now produces 11. Do we have space to accommodate 11? No. So what happens to this new value generated by this process P? So obviously this value will be lost. Okay, so that means when producer produces anything, okay, when producer produces anything in the producer process or in the producer program, we have to make sure that overflow does not occur, because if overflow occurs, then it will be the loss of value. We have to make sure in the producer end overflow does not occur, because if overflow occurs, we will lose this value. Okay, so now let us discuss the consumer one. This is consumer. So let us say consumer has consumed 1, consumer has consumed 2, 3, 3, 3. Okay, it goes to the location 3. Okay, it goes to the location 0, consumed. 1 now consumed, goes to 2, it has been consumed. It goes to 3, consumed. 4 consumed. 5 consumed. Location 6 consumed. Location 7 consumed. Value 9 of location 8 consumed. Value 10 of location A9 consumed. Okay, so now consumer goes to the location 10, A10. Okay, consumer goes to the location A10, but there is nothing in the A10. Okay, or consumer goes to A0, now it has already been consumed. Okay, so in the consumer side, underflow occurs. The problem, underflow occurs. So we have the underflow means it is trying to consume something, it is trying to consume a resource or values from this array is also a resource, is trying to consume something from the location where the location doesn't exist only. Such type of resources does not exist at all. Then this is called as your underflow. Okay, so this is one of the situation of the producer consumer problem. Okay, so now for the implementation of producer consumer problem. Okay, now for the implementation of producer consumer problem, what do we have is we will be needing 3 things. Okay, the first thing that we will be needing is the buffer. The first thing that we need is the buffer. The second thing that we need is the consumer program. The third thing that we need is the producer program or producer process. And now because this consumer and producer, they are concurrent processes. That means they will run concurrently. ऐसा नहीं कि when producer is running, consumer will halt, or when consumer is running, producer will halt. No, both of the processes are running in parallel, okay, or concurrently, and what the input or the output. For example, the producer has produced this much, so now this much will impact the action of consumer. So now just imagine that at some point of time all of these are empty. That means producer has not produced anything. However, consumer still wants to consume something, but there is nothing in the buffer. That means it will suffer from underflow situation. That means we'll have to manage the input and output of the consumer and producer, so that because the resultant of one will impact the working of the other. Okay, so for that we use something called as buffer. So now this buffer is of three types. Okay, this buffer is of three types. One is called as your zero capacity buffer. One is called as your zero capacity buffer. What happens with this zero capacity buffer is there is no buffer size. That means it is zero. There is no array, no queue, no stack, nothing to store the values. That means the moment it is produced, it has to be consumed. Okay, so there is no location to store the values. Okay, so another is your bounded capacity buffer. So now this bounded capacity buffer is the most logical one, and it exists in real time. So what does this bounded capacity buffer says is, it is like we implement this bounded capacity buffer either with the help of queues, stack, linked list, array, etc., etc. It is of your choice. Okay, so simply if it's an array, so it will have a bounded capacity. Array of size 10 means the value can only be, this buffer can store only 10 values. You cannot store values more than 10. That means it is bounded to a limit. Okay, so the third type of buffer is your unbounded capacity buffer. Okay, so that means this unbounded capacity buffer is a theoretical aspect. Okay, so what we try to say here is the length of the data structure, the type of the data structure that you are choosing has infinite length, and it can store as many values as you can generate. For example, even if you're choosing array, we consider here it's an infinite one. Okay, so obviously practically that's not possible. So we usually go for bounded capacity buffer or for zero capacity buffer. Okay, so it depends upon the, now as you implement this producer consumer problem, it is up to you which type of buffer. That means here to store what producer is producing and to let consumer consume from that particular location. Okay, so you can either choose array for implementation, queue, stack, whatever you want, you can choose from here. Okay, so now this is your producer consumer problem. Okay, so this is the shared resources. Now this is the resource that the producer or the consumer will have to look for. So let us say this is your producer problem, program, this is your consumer program. Okay, so here you have declared a buffer of size, let us say here, now let me write down buffer. Okay, so buffer of size 10. Okay, so in the producer program you have declared buffer of size 10. Consumer, you'll initialize it with 0. Producer, you'll initialize with 0. So when producer will start producing, you'll have to start storing it in 0. Okay, so you will move forward. So you will need a pointer. Okay, so in this case you will need a pointer that will point to the next location when you produce your next item. Okay, so here the implementation will be in circular fashion. Here the implementation will be in circular fashion. That is, what do I mean by that? That you will start inserting from here. So I insert 1, 2, 3, 4. So let us say I have one more location here. Okay, so now you want to store the value A. You want to store the value A here. Okay, so now the pointer will point to the next free location. Listen to me very carefully. The pointer will point to the next free location and you will store here A. But how will the consumer consume? Consumer will not consume from this location. Consumer will start consuming from the first location. That is why we call this implementation as the circular motion implementation. Because we start, again, listen to me very carefully. We start storing what has been produced in the next free location. Obviously, because we cannot store it in the occupied location. Okay, so whatever producer produces, whatever the producer variable will produce, it will store the value in the next free location like this. But what about the consumer? From where will the consumer will produce? Consumer will not produce from here. Okay, so the consumer will start consuming from the first full location. So now this one is the, okay, so consumer will start consuming from the first full location. That means this, I have named it as B. So now from the first buffer B0 location, it will start consuming. It will start, it will continue to fill from the, let us say this is my, sorry, producer, no? Producer, it will continue to fill in the first P plus 1 location. Okay, it will continue to fill in the P plus 1 location. It will continue to consume from the first free, and then it will move from here. Okay, so this is how your producer consumer will be implemented. First of all, you will have to declare a buffer. Then you will have two processes. One is the consumer, that means two programs. Okay, so one is the consumer one, another is the producer one. Okay, so now if you want to write the program, you write a program wherein you will have one buffer size, when you will have one part of the code where you producer will continue to produce, and one block of code where consumer will consume from what has been produced. Okay, and both of them should work on that same buffer, using a buffer, and you can implement this buffer with the choice of your data structure. Okay, now there is one more situation to it, and that is, let me clear it. Let me clear it. Okay, so now let us say this is my buffer. Okay, this is my buffer. And I'm using one array, let us say. So I have a buffer of size 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I've declared one array of size 5. Okay, so we usually use the term in. So I use the term in. In is when I'll put one, when producer produces, when a producer produces, where will I store? That means the next free. Okay, immediate come, because if I've already stored here 1, and if new value comes A, you cannot store it randomly here. Okay, so what do I need? I need the next free location. That means A should not be stored here, rather A should be stored here, because if you will store randomly, then you'll also have to implement searching algorithm. Okay, so we do not want to make it complex, we just want to make it as simple as possible. So we look for the next free. Okay, and then consumer, what does it do? Consumer will take out from the location, okay, where value is full. So we'll initialize both of them as 0. Okay, both of them as 0. So now there is one more thing, that is producer will produce, okay, only if you, when you implement this one, you have to make sure producer should only produce as long as there is an empty location. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So your algorithm or your program should be such that if out will produce the sixth value, okay, it should not be out will produce the sixth value. No, out should stop in the fifth value only. This is one condition that your program must check. Another is if all the values are full, if it is all of the buffers, if the buffer is full and the producer produces more, it should be stopped from producing more. Okay, so now on the contrary, if my buffer is empty, so that means if the producer has not produced anything so far, आपके प्रोड्यूसर ने अभी तक कुछ भी प्रोड्यूस नहीं किया है, your producer process has not produced anything, and if you try to perform out operation, now your producer process has not produced anything, however your consumer is trying to consume from here, in that case you should stop it. That means before the consumer starts consuming, you will have to check a condition. Okay, before consumer starts to consuming, you have to check the situation whether it is free or not. And how do we do it? We do it with the help of a simple code. Okay, we do it with the help of simple code. Okay, let me say while I make the while true condition. Okay, so while it is true, that means while the producer process has a producer has something to produce. Okay, so I make it while true. Okay, and I have while एक और खोल देते हैं, while in plus 1. Okay, module, this is my buffer. Okay, so I'm using that module. Okay, so this is my buffer B. So module B is equal to out. Okay, if it's equal to out, we do not want it to perform anything. Okay, let me write down the comment first. We do not want it to do anything, do nothing, because right now here see here my while condition is true. I told you what is my in. My in is the next free. Okay, my in is the next free. So that means here what is my next free? So my next free in this case is 0. Okay, so 0 plus 1, यहाँ पे हम 1 डाल देते हैं. Okay, so 0 plus 1 is the 1th location. Okay, so is 1 divided by B. B is 5. When I do 1 divided by 5, because it gives me the remainder, what will I get? I will get 1 because it checks the remainder. Okay, so is 1 equals to out? Equals to out? No. अगर यहाँ पे no है, so it will continue to go to next line. Okay, so it will go to next line, and what will it do? It will fill the location. It will fill the value. Okay, so I will do buffer in equals to what is my next produced. Okay, so here whatever has been produced next will be stored, because right now I had the space. See here, I have the space. Okay, so now what will I do next? I need to move to the next location. So what will I do? I will increase the in. पहले मेरा 0 था, अब मुझे इसको 1 बनाना है. So what will I do? I will increment the next free by adding +1 to the current location. Okay, so what is my current? In. That means here 0. So how can I move to the 1th location? By adding 1 to this one. Okay, so this is how I move to the next. So now let us say all of them are occupied. यहाँ पे I have B, यहाँ पे I have C, here I have D, here I have E. So all of these are consumed. Okay, so that means what is the in here now? What is the in here? In here is 4. Okay, so 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1 gives me what? 4 plus 1 gives me 5. Okay, so by now यहाँ पे मेरा out का value, because you have already been continuing, यहाँ पे जो आपका program होगा उसने already आपको out को जोड़ के आपके location को free करके इसको 5 कर दिया होगा, because we were in 0 because we had started from here. Okay, and the block of code, ये तो मेरा producer का code है. This is my producer code. Okay, you will be writing consumer code, wherein consumer when has entered E, your current value of your out would have already been 4. यहाँ पे 4 हो चुका होगा आपका. First we'll insert here, it's 0. When it goes to the next one, it will be 1, like that. Okay, so when you have here 4 and आपका, एक second, give me 1 minute. Sorry, ये मेरा out नहीं है, ये मेरा होना चाहिए buffer. I'm sorry, this should not be my out, this should be my buffer. Okay, this should be my buffer B. Okay, sorry. So now okay, so now my in is equals to next free. What is my next free? 4. So 4, this is my 4 plus this one, it gives me 5. So now 5, if I will perform modular operation of 5 with my buffer size, which is 5, what will I get? 5. So now 5 divides 5, what will I get? 0 as the remainder. Okay, I will get 0 as the remainder. So now what is my while condition? My while condition is false. So it will continue to be here. It will value has become 0. It's now the false situation. Okay, so we know that if it's true, see here, my while has terminated here. In case of if you are using while with termination, that means as long as this condition will become true, it will continue to iterate here. That means this will continue to function. You know the while loop. Okay, but if you have while with semicolon termination and the condition becomes false, what do? We come out of the loop. Okay, that means here we are checking the overflow condition. So now all of these are now full. So we come out of this loop. That means we have no more buffer to store new values. Okay, so this is how we check for producer. Is producer clear? Can I move to the consumer one? You can write in the chat box if it's clear. Students, is producer problem clear? Explain again. Okay, others also it's not clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Explain again.
Explain again. Okay. Okay. Initially, what do? We initialize the in whatever you are producing as next free. I've told you that in is the next free. That means, acha, I'll have to. Okay, so first consider initially it's free, okay? Because if I'll delete and I'll put the values again, it will take time. So initially I've declared this buffer as size 5. So the value goes from 0 to 4. Okay, so all of these are empty initially, obviously. So I initialize next free as 0. And what is the out? The out is the first full. ओके सो द फर्स्ट फुल इनिशियली तो जब आप स्टार्ट करोगे प्रोड्यूसर कंज्यूमर प्रॉब्लम यहाँ पे कुछ भी प्रोड्यूस नहीं हुआ होगा सो ऑब्वियसली योर फर्स्ट फुल विल बी 0 and also we will initialize next free as 0 because next free is the first location 0 so we initialize it with 0 first full यहाँ पर कुछ है भी नहीं so this is also 0 so that means when I have in equals to out situation, look at here, when I have in equals to out situation, this will be the case. That means in is equals to 0. मेरा first free भी ये, this is my first free and this is my next free and this is my first full, which is my 0. That means nothing is here. That means I have the producer process has nothing to consume. So it will perform basically nothing. When my in equals to out, okay, when my in equals to out, it basically means my buffer is free. Okay, agar if you are having confusion with this one, let me delete it as well. I will write it. Okay, so I have declared my buffer is of size 5. I'm implementing it with array, so value goes from 0 to 4. Okay, so in this scenario, tell me what is my in, that means what is my next free. मेरा अगला free कौन सा है? This one 0, so I have here 0. Okay, so what is my first full? No, I do not have anything that's full. मेरे पास कुछ भी full नहीं है, so it is 0 only. Okay, so in this case, if you see here, my in is equals to my out, my next free is equals to my first consumed. I have nothing here. So can a producer produce anything? No. So what does this situation here means? This situation here means that my buffer is free. So when my buffer is free, your producer program should be able to find out that my buffer is free so that underflow does not occur. That means underflow means here. I do not have anything here. It should not try to extract when it has nothing. So now if I have, let us say, let me fill down here A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So in this case, if you will see here, so now it's full. It's full. Okay. So what is my next free? I do not have any next free because everything is full now. But what is my first full? My first full is B of 0. Okay, so my first full, B out is my first full. B of 0. This is my first full. यहाँ पे अभी भड़ के है. Okay, so what is my next free? I do not have any free here. So this condition is false now. So this case means my buffer is full. But how do we write it? How do we write it in program? We write, if we want to show my buffer is full, we'll have to do the condition in equals to out. But how do I show my buffer is full? That I can show where if condition in plus 1, okay, if you divide in plus 1 with the buffer size, sorry, with my buffer, this one B, okay, and if this one dividing in plus 1 by buffer size gives me the out value, that means kahan gaya mera browser, okay, so my this one is 4. What is my next free? यहाँ पे मैं अभी 4 में हूँ. 4 इनका वैल्यू अभी क्या है? 4. This one plus 1. What is it? 5. So module B. What is my B? B is 5. Okay. So 4 plus 1 divide 5. That means 5 divide 5. What is the remainder? The remainder is 0. Okay. So in this condition, in this situation, what is my first full? पहला कौन सा array का location है जो full है? Obviously this one, 0. In this case, what is my first full out? It is 0. So here, when I'm checking the producer condition to check whether my buffer is full or not, so what is it showing me? It is showing me the first full. If my first full is this one, that means my buffer is full. So now let us see here. Consumer has consumed this. Okay, so consumer has consumed this, and this situation has occurred. I'm here, fourth location, 4 plus 1 divides 5. It will give me 0. So it says that my first full is this one, but now this is free. So I can insert my value here, because in this case, so this one is my false. In this case, this one is my false. That means to check what loop I choose while. Okay, so I choose while. So now I will put my next value in this case. Let us say A, B, C, D, E, F. I will put here my F, because I told you when I start putting from here. यहाँ पे डालना start होता है, circular fashion. And when I start consuming, I consume from here. So next free will be this one. After that, next free will be this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and then this one like this. Okay. So is it clear now? Students, is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Others? Should I repeat?
Yes, ma'am.
I think nobody is writing anything, so I am considering it that you are clear. So let me explain to you now how will you implement the consumer block. Okay, so now consumer block will be, listen to me, I will continue to write the code logic. You just check if there is anything you don't understand, let me know. Okay, so while true, that means while consumer has something to consume. Okay, अगर उसके पास, if consumer does not wants to consume anything, it's the end of the story, it will not do anything. But we are considering that consumer has something to, okay, give me 1 minute time, I need to plug in. Okay. So while consumer has something to consume, so we make the while condition true and we go inside this block. Okay. So now while my next free equals to, suppose मेरा next free is equals to out. That means I've just explained to you that, okay, so if you think you have still not understood the first part, let me explain again with the help of this example, so that you'll have multiple chances to understand. So now this was my buffer. आपको ये कोड के स्टार्टिंग में ही लिखना है. Okay, so this is my buffer. Here what we are doing is we are implementing actually IPC. You will have two different process communicating with one another. Okay, so this is my location 0, this is my location 1, this is my location 2, this is my location 3, this is my location 4. Okay, so while consumer has something to consume, it goes inside the block. But remember, consumer can only consume if there is at least one item in this block. Let us say A. So now consumer can consume. Okay, but if there is nothing in the buffer, अगर उसके दिमाग में कुछ है ही नहीं, then how will the consumer consume? And I told you we have to eliminate the underflow condition. And this condition, when the buffer is free yet consumer tries to consume, is called as underflow, and we cannot let this happen because it is the wastage of resource. Okay, so before consumer starts to consume, it checks. It's like you are hungry. Let us say this class is over 1:30, you are hungry. Okay, so you go to you want to eat. You can only eat if you have something to eat at home or at hostel. Okay, so what do? Before you start eating, you go to your kitchen, you check your fridge if there is something or not. So if there is nothing in the fridge, consider your fridge as your buffer. So now your buffer has nothing. You go, you check first if there is something to it, or you just go to kitchen and you start biting the marble. No, it doesn't go like that. You go to the kitchen. So this is my test condition. I go to the kitchen, next free. I check if my next free is equals to first location. क्योंकि अगर मेरा फ्री ही मेरा पहला लोकेशन है, that means there is nothing. I do not need to check anything. Okay, for example, let us say I have here A, I have here B. So in this case, what is my next free? My next free is this, B of 2. My next free here is B of 2. Okay, so what is my out? इनको तो मैंने बोला था आपको ये नेक्स्ट फ्री है. सो दिस इज A of 2. ओके, आउट इज फर्स्ट फुल. इसमें से फर्स्ट फुल कौन सा है? B of 3. सो माय फर्स्ट फुल इज B of 3. So now you guys tell me, is this condition equal to situation? Are these values equal? Definitely not. Okay, so that means my buffer is not full. That means my buffer is not full because see here, my next free is this one. ये मेरा पहला free है, लेकिन ये मेरा पहला full है. दोनों अलग अलग है. तो इसका मतलब है there is something in the buffer. But now let us just alter the situation. Let me delete this one. So in this case, what is my in is, let me write down here. If you are getting confused, let me write down here again. Next, अगला कौन सा फ्री है? Next, free. My out is first full. And when I say yes, when I say first full, do not get confused with this location. No, first full will not always be 0, because if I had 3 elements here, let us say E, F, okay, E, F, A, or obviously you will continue to fill from here. You have only 3 elements that you want to store in the buffer. Buffer का size 5 था, आपको सिर्फ 3 एलिमेंट स्टोर करने थे, आपने कर दिया. अब कंज्यूमर ने ये कंज्यूम कर लिया. Now consumer has consumed this value. अरे Now consumer has consumed this value, consumer has consumed this value. So now consumer does not wants to consume it, so it is left there like that. So what is my first full? Now my first full is not these two, rather my first full is this one, b of 2. This is the first location where some value is there. So first full will not always be this one. In this case this one, in some situation this could be the first full. Okay, so now let us check the condition wherein here we have just checked that my first full is this one and my next free is this one. So that means this is not a true condition. This is a false condition. So I continue to fill in here. This suggests that buffer is not empty. So now let us see how to check if buffer is empty. Okay, so now let me clear this one now. Okay, so with this one, let me check. So now what is my first full? Okay, so what is my first full? यहाँ पे कुछ भी first full है नहीं है. So my first full is 0. There is nothing that's full here. Okay, so this is my first full. So now which is my next free? Obviously here it will be B. ओके यहाँ पे फर्स्ट फुल में कुछ भी नहीं है, यहीं पे है, फर्स्ट फुल का लोकेशन भी मेरा यहीं पे है. सो व्हाट इज माय फर्स्ट फ्री? फर्स्ट फ्री इज आल्सो दिस वन, b of 0. So that means यहाँ पर कुछ भी नहीं. I check here, it is saying my first full is this one. Okay, it is saying B0 is my first full. So I go to B0, I check in here, there is nothing. And also this is my first full. It is saying it is my first free also. Okay, ये मेरा first free भी है. So अगर free भी यही है, अगर full भी यही है, if this is the full and this is the free, it basically means there is nothing. It's like you go to your mom, you tell your mom, Mom, I'm hungry. Okay, so mom tells you, go and check the freeze. Okay, you tell your mom, Mom, I'm hungry, give me something to eat. Your mom tells you, okay, there is only one place in the house where we put all the eatables, that is the refrigerator. Refrigerator, consider it as your buffer. So she tells you, go and check the buffer, which is your freeze. If there is anything, you take it out and then you eat. So you go to the only location where there are chances there is food, so that you go to your inn. Okay, आप अपने inn में जाते हो, which is the next free. You go and check here, okay, but there is nothing. You open the freeze, you check in here, there is nothing. So that means if my fridge is equals to empty, that means your fridge is empty. Okay, so if first full equals to your next free, so that means your buffer is entry. Okay, so that was what I was explaining. So now producer problem I have explained. Now let me explain now consumer problem. Okay, so consumer may you will have to, or producer may you will have to check the overflow condition. Overflow condition you check by, in the producer I told you, you have to check the overflow condition. That means you will have to check that this is the last location and you don't try to fill it here in this location, because there is no such location exist. Okay, so now in the consumer, what do you do? Okay, so consumer is there, it wants to consume something, but consuming is only possible if buffer is full. So before you start consuming, what do? You put a while condition to check if the buffer is empty or not. So while in equals to out, what do I do? अच्छा, मुझे थोड़ा brush use करना पड़ेगा. While in equals to out, okay, that means my buffer is empty. Okay, अगर मेरा in I have just explained to you, if my in is equals to out, that means my buffer is empty. That means consumer has nothing to consume, so it will come out of the loop. Okay, it will come out of the loop. Now what if if this condition is false, अगर true हुआ तो ये बाहर आएगा, अगर ये false हुआ तो हमें rest of the code तो execute करना पड़ेगा. That means we should be able to consume. So how do we consume? To consume, what you will do is your next consumed will be your next consumed will be buffer किसका out का. You will consume it from the buffer of out. Okay, so what is your out? First full. So let us say this, just consider this is a balloon here. Okay, थोड़ा balloon जैसा दिखता है, मिट गया है. So if I'll come out of here, ये चला जाएगा. I want to continue writing here. So from where can you consume? So this is your out. Out का मतलब क्या था? First full. In this entire buffer, which location is full? This location is full. So buffer of 0, okay, is from where you will consume next. Okay, so after doing it, what do you do? After consuming from here, what will you have to do? You'll have to move to the next location to consume. So what do? We increment the out now, because the out here is buffer of 0. Remember, इससे पहले वाले कोड में मैंने out को 0 इनिशियलाइज किया था, because we always start from the 0th location in array. Okay, so buffer of 0, balloon is there, I consume. So I have to check now if it's free or if there is value here or not. So I increment 0 to 1. So what do? I do out equals to out plus 1. So I've incremented out by out plus 1. But remember, I told you, if you will continue to do just like only out plus 1, अगर आप सिर्फ out plus 1 लिखोगे, then there will be a point wherein you will have 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, but we do not have any such location. So we cannot simply use the plus operator. We know that in computer, if we want to restrict the value to the highest value, how do we achieve that? We achieve that by restricting a value to the highest value by dividing that particular value with the highest and modulo operator. So what do I do here? Now I will do here divide by b. So every time this out plus 1 becomes 5, 5 will get divided by my buffer. Buffer is 5. So 5 plus 5, 5 modulo 5, what will it give me? Remainder 0. So I will come back here. That means I will never go to 5, 6, 7, 8. However, it will always be circular. 4 will be the maximum, 0, 4, 0. So मैं सिर्फ 1 plus 1 करूँगी, तो this is an infinite value. So I make it finite by dividing by b. This is a simple logic. Okay. So this is how I move to the next location for consumer. This is your consumer simple program. So now using this consumer and the earlier explained producer problem, okay, producer problem, you'll have to implement consumer and producer problem. Any queries, student, from here? This is your producer consumer problem. You will implement it in the lab. Okay, a choice of data structure is yours, and you will have to submit it to me in a week time. I will create, you will not email me. I will create one classroom for your Google Classroom for your lab. You can submit, continue to upload there. Okay. Any confusion? You think I should explain producer consumer one more time, or I should explain the block logical block code one more time? Anything that you think I should do? Or is it clear? If it's clear, write in the chat box clear. If you want to explain me producer wala part, again write down producer. If you want me to explain consumer wala, write in the chat box consumer. If you want me to explain buffer, whatever you want me to explain, just write down that one. If it's clear, write down clear. Okay. Thank you, guys and girls. So this your now I'm going back to my paint screen. Okay, so I'll not be able to see your chat now. Okay, अगर आपको कोई डाउट है तो फिर से अनम्यूट कर लेना खुद को. मैं यहाँ पे जा रहा हूँ. So now this situation wherein we have, see, earlier I explained to you. Okay, let me write down that only. So this is your consumer. Okay, so let me write down producer. While producer has something to produce, it will check the condition, and then what will I do? I will check if it's an overflow situation. Okay, so what do? I check if my in plus one module, again restricting it to the maximum. It is my module restricting it to my maximum value. Here I'm going to write down buffer. Okay, so b लिखूंगी तो आप confuse हो जाओगे. मैं buffer लिख देती हूँ so that it will be easier for you to correlate. So buffer, if it's equal to what will be the value out. Okay, because we produce from the first full. Okay, so if my this one is first full, then what do? I come out. If it's not first full, then I will continue to fill in the next free. Okay, I will continue to fill in the next free. What will I fill? The next produce, whatever value has been next produced. So after that, what do? I simply increment my current next free location by adding 1. Okay, so again, if I'll just do in plus 1, the value will become infinite. So I want to restrict it, so I divide it by my size of the buffer that has been declared. Okay, so this is my producer. This is my producer and this is my consumer. And here the producer and consumer shares one resource, that is this buffer. They are sharing a resource, that is the computer का buffer. तो आप तो really buffer को manipulate नहीं कर सकते हो. तो what you can do in your program is create your own simulated buffer using any data structure. Even in operating system, the buffers are created using some of the data structure only. जो buffer है actually data structure ही है, array ये वो फलाना ढिमका. Okay. So now what you are doing with this one is you are doing IPC, inter-process communication. You are performing, there are two processes that are concurrently executing, and with the help of this one, you are performing inter-process communication for some form of resource sharing. In this case, the resource is buffer. Okay, so this is inter-process communication with the help of process or programs. Another example of inter-process communication is the message passing system. Okay, for example, you and me, we are communicating via this Google Meet. ये Google Meet से हम बात कर रहे हैं, यहाँ पे हमारा chat हो रहा है. Okay, so this is a message passing system. Your process in your end is communicating and synchronizing with my process at my end. Okay, so this is the inter-process communication with the help of message passing system. We call this as direct communication and indirect communication. Okay, so we call it as, in the inter-process communication, we call it as डायरेक्ट, जिसमें डायरेक्ट बात हो रहा है वर्सेस इनडायरेक्ट, जिससे बफर के थ्रू बात हो रहा है. ओके, सो डायरेक्ट एंड इनडायरेक्ट, दिस इज योर इनडायरेक्ट, this is chat server we are doing is the direct one. This is your self study part, direct and indirect communication. Okay, so what we have studied, let me do a summary of what we let me first check if the attendance has been noted. If yes, then I'll do a summary of what we studied. It can you know. Okay, class. So while I'm checking your attendance, let me do a summary of what we have studied. Okay. So in today's lecture, we started with a revision of your cooperating process, and then we studied illustration of your producer-consumer problem, where we studied your क्या बोलते हैं उसको cooperating process with the help of an example. Okay. And then क्यों नहीं रहा? Look it. Download it just like that. Okay. So then we started a producer-consumer problem wherein it is an example of your concurrent processes. That is your two dependent processes communicating with each other. Okay. So that we studied with the help of a buffer, shared buffer. We also found that there are 3 different types of buffer. We discussed each one of them, and then we discussed these 2 processes were communicating with one another, and the mechanism is called as your inter-process communication. In inter-process communication, we found that there are 2 types of inter-process communication. One is the direct inter-process communication, and one is the indirect inter-process communication. The example is the message passing system and the inter-process communication that we discussed. Okay, so this is all for your today's lecture, and with this we have finished your first unit. इससे हमारा first unit खत्म हुआ है. Okay, so now if you have any doubt from your first unit or today's topic, you may raise your queries. Okay, so otherwise it is the end of today's lecture. By this I would like to end today's lecture, and also from tomorrow we'll start with your second unit. Okay, sorry. So any doubt?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay, give me one more minute. My attendance is not getting stored. I don't know why it's neither getting downloaded. Okay, class. Now your attendance is stored. So if you have no queries, you may leave the classroom.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.